How's it going, everybody? I'm Asher, and yeah, I guess you're pretty far into your spiritual awakening now. I guess what we're going to talk about today is spirituality and enlightenment and the journey and what it all. The journey, well, in turn, is to become enlightened, right? But recently come upon some new information, I guess, and what I've been able to gather from the information I got is that people have been looking for, I guess it's the Holy Grail, and for eternity, like right back to medieval times, people have been searching for the Holy Grail, and that in turn basically is what spirituality is to become enlightened, and that's the Holy Grail that they talked about, and I guess that back in mystic time, because spirituality is pretty mystic, so we're gonna go right back into mystic times there, but way back then, people are just like today. They're confined to one way of thinking, and there is only one way of doing or whatever. And back then, they used to say that if you go out past this boundary or whatever, you're gonna go back out into the dragon realm. And that was a way to keep people from never experiencing enlightenment and finding themselves and self-love for themselves, and just being able to keep people under their control. And I guess through this journey, I could basically say that taking the journey that I took or whatever, this could be for anybody. Everybody's got their own journey, right? But the journey in turn is going out into the dragon realm, where people say, "Oh no, don't go there," or they might have, "You're crazy," or whatever, "Don't do that," and then once you go out into that dragon realm and you truly find yourself, and it's all about people taking your power too, just by information, or if people are jealous of you, or if they're angry with you, or if they don't see eye to eye with what you're doing, they might give you some information and say, "Oh, you're crazy for doing that," or something, and you got to use your own discernment when it comes to taking information from people, and or even just letting people bring their baggage onto your plate, and yeah, you got to really be able to. That's what I've been able to discern now, is when somebody's taking my power, and being able to stand fully in my own power, and I guess it's in a sense of knowing what exactly are people's intentions, and that's what happens when you take this journey. You find yourself, and find out what you're all about, and yeah, you can really start to read people for what their true intentions are, and how to regain your power and keep your power. And yeah, I don't know, I guess another part of becoming enlightened is being a human being, like an old friend of mine, a mentor, I guess you could say, he told me, there's too many human doings and not enough human beings, and that's truly what becoming enlightened is just being, and when you're always doing something, you can never just truly be in the moment to capitalize on your thoughts and start to be able to follow your intuition. You gotta get into the quiet zone and and go through these experiences, I guess, and there's always going to be ups and downs, but I guess in the end it's the way you perceive the ups and the downs, because people think the downs are mistakes, but I used to think that I made mistakes and wrongs or whatever, but now I truly think there's no such thing as a wrong, because if you look at it as a learning curve, then it never truly is wrong. It's just it's the right thing and the right divine timing, I guess, that you need to know in order to move along your life journey. And yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy. But yeah, so I can use an example here. Yesterday I was going to go on this journey again, like just to further myself along this journey that I'm going through. And I was gonna go, and I was just gonna go. I was gonna spend. I think I had $50 left. I was gonna spend my last $50 just on a ride to get somewhere. And I told myself, well, that's all I need, because we're manifesting gods, if we perceive ourselves as that, and if you really truly believe that the universe will provide for you, then you should be able to take that journey and go without and go within, right? And I've done it before, so my whole journey's been all about that. But for this time in particular, I talked to an old friend and he's just like, "Oh no, you should just go hitchhiking. It's the hard way, take the hard way, save your money for food and that." So I said, okay, I took that information and I went with that. So I just went and tried hitchhiking, and it was just like nothing was happening. It was just terrible, but it was good too, because I learned a very valuable lesson. Like I should have, if I would have followed what I was gonna do and leave with nothing, or just spend the money on a ticket to get to where I wanted to go and then go within, right? And then that in turn would have been going out in the dragon realm and just believing in the universe and your abilities to manifest what you need to when you need it. But in turn, I took advice, and I guess this is what I needed to learn, is that I had to follow my gut instinct or my intuition, and more than I needed to listen to somebody else, because truly that's how you find yourself, is just to go out in the dragon realm and find yourself and believe in yourself and take back your power. But even in me listening to somebody else and they said, "Oh, you're crazy, you can't do that," I allowed them to take my power, and I listened to them, and in the end it turned out good because I learned from it, right? But in the moment it was really, really frustrating, I guess. And but yeah, so that kind of is what I get out of just taking a leap of faith, I guess, and trusting your own instincts and jumping out into that dragon realm, and where everybody told you not to go because it's impossible, you can't do that, and this and that. Well, it's only like that if you believe that it's impossible, and you listen to other people in that way. I believe that some people, they can give you good advice if it comes from I guess different circumstances altogether, or yeah, I guess, because there's always lots of good advice, through synchronicities and stuff people say and that, and you can find good advice that way. But you got to remember, on this journey, people are gonna not understand why you're doing what you're doing, and they will understand. Everybody will understand, this is for everybody, I really believe that the whole world's going through this awakening where everybody's gonna want to take their journey to find themselves, and to find self-love, and in turn enlightenment in the end, and raise your vibrations into being abundant and prosperous in every way, that's what it's all about. But it starts with you, you got to find your self-love, and abundance comes from within, wealth comes from within, you got to feel the wealth within yourself before you can attract that wealth that comes around you. And once you can heighten your vibration and take your power back from everybody, and you truly can do anything, you can be anything. And yeah, through light and love, so like I said before too, there can't be I know religion's good, I just don't even like talking about that. But there's too much segregation there. It's just my way's a better way, this way's a better way, no, this way's a better way. But every way is going to lead you to the same place. But you got to realize that you got to love everybody. You got to love yourself. We're all one as a collective. And I guess, yeah, I guess I could explain more to what the collective means to me. The collective to me it's all about data, every thought of every human being on this planet is data, and that's like the media, the way the media can detour people into being negative all the time, and just, or maybe not so much negative, but have a negative thought about something. And then once the media, it can get out to billions and billions of people, right? And if you get a billion people thinking the same thoughts, well, that in turn is a manifestation of what's going to happen next. Like whether it's the weather, like I don't know, I can use the weather as an example. Like I guess last year we had the coldest winter in history, I think, in Saskatchewan, where I'm from. But I believe it's because everybody goes out there and they start to, oh, it's cold, I hate this, and every time they use that word hate, and then everybody's doing it, and then in turn, Mother Nature's just going to give them more of what they hate, But if everybody would just wake up in the morning and say, oh, what a beautiful day, let's just take every day as the best day ever, and because it is, because every day you breathe, it's a miracle. Every day you wake up, it's a miracle, and when everybody starts treating every day like a miracle and every breath like a miracle, and really realizing that life is great, even if it's cold or wet or hot, you just gotta take everything in as the best day ever. And as soon as that happens, the world will change. The winters will get better, the summers will get better. It's just the way it is. And yeah, and that's the data part of how everything works. Is it's just the collective data. You got to think of it as every mind on this planet is like a computer circuit board, and yeah, if it all has to work together, and and yeah, just I guess. I don't know. TV's a rough one, because it's like everything they put on TV is to make you feel, oh, poor this, oh, poor that, or oh, I'm angry at this, oh, I'm angry at that, or whatever, like. But I guess you got to use your own discernment on what's good and what's bad. But I'm basically saying anything that's put out there on the news or the media or social media, and unless they have pure loving intentions, it's probably not worth your while even watching. But yeah, it's all about data, man, and that's why I believe, like, my YouTube channel here, like, we can start changing everybody's mind about what life truly is about, and it's about love and light, and love for your fellow neighbor, or love for your animals, or it's just about love for existing, and like deep love, you got to feel it within yourself. You got to be grateful for your shoes, I went without and I went within, and I got rid of all my material stuff, and I learned what it is to be truly grateful, to have a meal on the table, or just to have a pair of shoes, because you take that shit for granted all the time, and it's it was a real eye opener for me, and I feel that I'm really becoming enlightened, in the sense that I can control my thoughts, and I can steady my thoughts into thinking positive all the time, and that's what it is getting rid of all the negative junk in the trunk, and live your life in straight positivity. And it's tough stuff to do. It's definitely a journey, but I believe everybody really wants to truly live and love themselves, and on an unconditional, infinite level. And like, that's the way to do it, and just get out of everything, get out of the headspace of negative thinking, because holy, like, I was in a rough spot before my journey, and yeah, I see things totally different now. I see life as grand, the most grand thing there is, and I see how this is for everybody, everybody's the same, everybody's equal. They say it's the age of Christ consciousness. Well, no, I believe it's the age of your own consciousness. You just got to find yourself, and then you're going to be able to do anything that Christ or whoever did, like, because the sky's the limit, to be honest with you. Like, we can do anything, we can be anything, and it's all about going within and following your heart and your soul, and it's really hard to do in the negative aspected world that we live in, because there's so much negativity out there, but it's definitely doable. I've been able to accomplish that, and I think it just keeps going further and further, like the sense of gratitude for the awakening and the enlightenment, and I think you just become more and more enlightened all the time, and you get you stand strong in your convictions, and you just believe that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, just if you believe there's something better out there, I'm here to tell you there is, and it comes from within. I've been in the poverty, in the poverty consciousness, that's a big thing, that's the era we got brought up in, and that's through the beliefs of everybody we grew up around, you got to work hard for this, you got to do that, and you got to give all your time away. Well, no, that's not the way to live. That's working for the system, that's working for the rich that keep getting richer and the poor that stay poor and never get ahead. You owe money, you're in that box so fucking deep you can't even breathe, basically, because you're always so worried about not having enough and this and that. Well, we're into this era of prosperity consciousness, and we're abundant in every way. It's beautiful. You just gotta, it's definitely a lot of work to get out of that poverty consciousness and just believe that believe in the universe, it's definitely doable, and that's what the journey's all about, and getting into the dragon realm and expanding your own consciousness, because it's the era of your own consciousness, and everybody's waking up. So hope you guys get a lot out of this video. I don't know, I think it's one of my better videos for sure, although there's something to get out of all of them. I think take what resonates with you and leave the rest, but we're all on this path together, and I want to help as many people as I can, and I guess this is one way I can do it, is getting out there, getting out of the comfort zone, because I don't know, I changed channels to this channel, but if you want to check out the channel of the initial journey where I started, and it was really uncomfortable for me on this, making a YouTube channel. You can see how I started out all shy and nervous and meek, but I've been divinely guided this whole trip, and this whole journey of mine, I've been guided, and I've been guided so I can make these videos to help guide other people, and I'll always be there to guide other people. And but yeah, if you just got onto this YouTube channel, you can check out my full journey. It's I guess you can get my first video. It's called Soul Spark 2, I think. For some reason the first one didn't air for some reason, but maybe I'll try and find it and put it back up there. But yeah, I love everybody. You guys have a very good day, and peace and love to all. Peace out.